Yes, we're now live. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to HoGaLe's Global Astrology. And of course, we have another session of HoGaLe for you this weekend. We have Lady G in the middle, and of course, Dr. Lena Rodriguez on the end. And so, look, buckle up, folks. It's going to be an action-packed show. And what we're going to do is now, usually, as you know, I ask for questions each week. And normally, we get a few questions, five or six or something like that, which is enough to put a show together. I had about 55 questions come in.
Oh, wow.
And I had to try and print them off, and then my printer went funny. It wouldn't print the paper on both sides, so I've kind of wasted a few.
You'll have to triage them, yeah.
Indeed. Some will roll over. So what we're going to do is just to put everything in context, and I briefed the ladies just before. We're going to do. We're going to open with a couple of questions, a George Santos. Then we're going to do Chinese spy balloon, but also a bit of astrology. Then we're going to do some one-card pulls, and we all know how much the ladies love one-card pulls. We're going to do a few, because so many of your questions have come in, and then we're going to do a bit of Mike Pence and Shakespeare to see what Shakespeare's opinion is with that subpoena, and then we're going to squeeze in a bit of Trump's laptop if we can. So we're going to go at a cracking pace. As we love to do. And also as well, I just want to say to everyone, hello to anyone that is joining us on the Sunday. Many of you join us on the Sunday, so happy Sunday if you're there. Other quick things as well, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and of course Lady G's channel and Dr. Lena's channel as well, and they're in the link in the description below. What else do I need to say? Also as well, commiserations, of course, and thoughts and prayers for the Syria-Turkey earthquake. I know we've not mentioned it that much, but oh my God, what a horror. I mean, that's just like, it's just absolutely beyond, isn't it? I mean, it's hard to even know where to begin with that.
I know, and the tally just keeps going up.
And it will, and it will, and it will, because so many are buried under rubble.
Indeed. Horrible. And sadly, I've actually been anticipating this for a while, not doing it as a prediction, but Turkey, unfortunately, and that Syria border part, Turkey's been overdue a huge earthquake for a long time. Seismologists say that actually earthquakes are like zips. So what happens is you get an earthquake at one place, and then it moves down like a zip cord, and then it just waits for the next one. So we'll just have to see how that unfolds. But sometimes nature just intervenes. So thoughts and prayers on that one. And just as something to wrap up, not that anyone's asked, but you probably noticed that I've not said much about the Tyrell thingy-bob incident, with, what's his name? The police.
There's another unidentified object was just shot down over Canada.
Yes, there was. Another one, and I'll be talking about that as well when we come to the China space balloon. But one of the reasons why I've not spoke about Tyrell is because if I begin to actually talk about my feelings about that whole situation, particularly for me as a black man, as you can imagine, I won't be able to stop, and I will probably go to places that could actually be quite wounding for people.
And that's why I haven't raised it with you privately.
Exactly. It's just so raw, we can't even go there, because it will just be like a volcano. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to gracefully step back and let others speak, because it's just beyond abominable. Right. So there's that. I know the tone kind of went a bit different there, didn't it? But anyway, let's get stuck in. In fact, I mean, this shouldn't be funny, but it kind of is. And it's kind of not funny, but the whole George Santos scenario, the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, who knew that we would get here, folks? Yeah? Who knew that we would get here? But let's begin. So let's just pull some cards. Now, what have I written down here? Okay, so lawmakers file to expel George Santos. So the question here is, what, if anything, will come of it? Let's just see. Because
well, I'm going to use the circus cards.
Of course.
Because really.
Is there any other cards more appropriate? What, if anything, will come of
George Santos?
This thing.
Or whatever his name may be.
This week.
This week, I know. It's just like, oh my goodness. Honestly, he's got more pseudonyms than a Russian spy. I'm sorry he has. It's just. I knew it would get crazy, but to this level, it's like, wow. George Santos. What will come?
Oh no.
George Santos. George Santos. What will come of this?
Oh, that's interesting.
Who would like to go first?
Well, I'm happy to go first here.
Go for it.
It starts with the Tower. Okay. It starts with the Tower. Look, he is a catastrophe.
Mm.
Oh, and the next card is the Devil card. This guy does not have good cards. However, he keeps swanning through, so all jokes aside. And he's certainly not servicing his actual district in any way.
Mm.
Okay, but then he gets King of Swords and King of Pentacles. So I take this to be the King of Swords is the various court cases that seem to be emerging. But the King of Coins or Pentacles in this case, I think, is the GOP. So in answer to your question, will anything come of this? I don't think so. They'll go for, he's a bum on a seat for a vote, and God knows they need them with the narrow margin. So they're not capable of making an ethical decision. If their lives depended on it, the GOP are not capable. They'll whinge about him, behind the scenes, but I don't see them moving him on. And I think his philosophy in life is, I'll just stay while I get another paycheck until they kick me out. But I think they're not going to get it through. I'd love to be wrong. To be wrong.
Yeah. My goodness, terrible bunch, isn't it? Lady G, what do you have for us?
Well, going into it, he's going to try to anchor in another defense. Let's prop up the dam here. The conversation is about it's time for him to be out in the cold. I love that he's under the magic mushrooms here.
Oh, there we go. You two always have the same cards. It's fascinating.
I know, isn't that interesting?
I'm feeling left out.
No.
Just shuffle them a bit more and we'll all be here together.
So put a bit of tinfoil on, you'll be fine.
We have the ending, the coffin, they're talking the big talk about it, cold. It's kind of cold there. But when it comes to the Tower moment, he's got some light at the end of the tunnel. It's like unbelievable because we have the delusional Republic uglies that are all about the money and they can care less. Yeah.
My goodness. Let me just. Oh, okay. Right. So I'll pull my cards and I pulled 5 and 3 of them are major arcana. So here we are. Let's just let rip with the first. We're looking here. Look, we have got the High Priestess, to kind of almost mark the situation. This could actually be George Santos himself. And you know what? When I tune in with this energy, it's almost like the GOP and everyone is like, what does this biatch have left up his sleeve? What is this like, how much more is going to come out of this mistress of secrets, deception, illusions, and everything? So in many ways, I think this is the perfect card to exemplify the energy of George Santos. We just don't know, really. He's an enigma. No one is really sure what he's about. And I think they've even done a documentary on him, and everyone else is just like, we don't know who this person is either. Yeah, so there's that. In the obstacle position, we actually have the Chariot. So it means the opposite of charging forward and stuff like that, because we know, look, he should have been thrown under the bus ages ago, before he was even allowed to walk through the halls of Congress, because this story broke. It's not like he was sworn in and then the story broke. No, everyone knew before. So this in the obstacle position, it's almost like the car is jammed. And I think this is just the GOP, like, we want to throw him out. But if we do, oh dear, you know, because of that razor thin majority they have.
Exactly.
Who's keeping him there? Look, the emperor. Yeah, so this is the patriarchy, but it's more than that. This is the grandees of the GOP. And this could be McCarthy as he sees himself, as House Speaker, basically wanting to keep him on. He's put the brakes on the car. However, how long can he keep?
Yeah, it can't last
around. I mean, this is just absurdity, because the danger is this, well, if we call it danger, is that the longer he keeps around, the more that's going to affect the authority of the GOP. I mean, look, they're just a laughing stock. They're an absolute laughing stock. And look at the card that I get as the outcome card, the fake family, that when we talk about the GOP. So the longer they keep him around, the more chance it increases that they'll become impoverished. They already look ridiculous as it is already, which we know. And then I pulled some clarifiers, and I've got the 8 of Cups, which of course is walking away from things. And then the final outcome is the Sun, which is the illumination. So at some point, it has to happen. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Anything else to add to that, ladies, before
they have the other one, the female version of him, that one that's from Florida, of course, Florida, that claims that she was Jewish as well. Her name is Moon, the crazy one. Okay, and again, a whole totally made up hagiography to get into office.
That's right. And her Hispanic family are going, what?
Yeah, Jewish.
Another one.
Yeah, because we know there are a lot of Jewish people living in Florida, retirement. They come down from New York.
Wow.
And so
it's just utterly remarkable, isn't it? The political situation of now, and by the way, when Neptune moves into sidereal Pisces, which it will do on the 22nd of February, folks, watch out for them. Remember, this is sidereal astrology, everyone. So everyone, Western astrology is 24 degrees ahead, etc. Still works, but different. But the physicality, the physical body of Neptune will move into Pisces. There'll be water events around the world, of course, and all of this stuff. A lot more people are going to start to become psychic and all that kind of stuff. But we could also enter a phase where things could get even more bonkers.
More illusions.
Yeah, because Neptune, the shadow of Neptune is illusions and delusions, as we've seen. But when he's in his own sign, he's of co-rulership, because he's the co-ruler of Pisces. Jupiter is still there, which is expanding all of that cray-cray. So imagine when they're both together in that sign.
How long does it last? It's a while, isn't it?
You sure you want to?
Break the news.
Yeah, hit us with it quick.
14 years.
Oh my God.
But in that time, psychic power and potential will increase. People are going to have fantastic dreams. There's going to be amazing stuff for music, spirituality, transcendence. people's
The
rights,
arts.
animal rights and stuff like that. But a lot of cray-cray and a lot of illusion and a lot of drugs and a lot of bit of that as well.
Escaping reality.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about 10 years ago, that there's going to come this point of division, that those of us that are going towards the light will have even greater, and those in delusion will become even more delusional.
Yeah,
so we really, that's a really parting of the waves coming up.
It really is. It's a huge inflection point, and it's about to happen. Only a few weeks to go, and we will be there. But we can see it already. We're already feeling those effects because Neptune is such a powerful planet.
We all need our water wings for this coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. So get ready, everyone.
And Gladys says in the comments, I will look for the good stuff. And that's a really good way to live with those energies. Take up painting if you haven't before. Start singing again if you haven't for 20 years. You use your psychic gifts that will be expanding.
Absolutely. Creativity will go off the charts. Anyone that wants to engage with their spirituality, speak with their guides, use their intuition. Many people are going to be having psychic dreams, incredible creativity and stuff like, oh, look at that. Oh my God, my camera's just gone funny. Can you still hear me?
Yes, where are you?
Oh my God. Right, okay. Look, listen, guys. I need to share something with you guys.
So while Hoagie's working that out, Anastasia, no, we haven't talked about
can you still hear me though? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're on radio, love.
Well, look, okay, let me just say something, because there's a new phenomena that has been happening recently when Saturn moved into my 8th house. My technical cameras have just been going funny. Whenever I get, we talk intensely about things that are truthful in my client's charts or my client shared truth, my camera goes funny. It's been freezing, going black and white, all different colors. Now this has just happened when I've been talking about Neptune. I've tried to make videos about Neptune and he's been closing down my videos and I've just been shot down again. So just so you know, guys, this consciousness is real. And now I'm a picture. So let's just see what happens. Okay, I've turned into an artwork, everyone, in front of your eyes.
I'm going to call you Mr. Hermes with the winged messenger here. Oh my goodness.
And Maki Mitchell is in Brisbane. Hi, Maki. Yep, I'm from Redcliffe back in the day. That will make sense to Australian viewers. Yep. Hoagie, what are you going to do, doll?
I don't know. He's muted himself as well.
So. Been muted.
Oh, you're back.
Awesome. He's back.
Well, right, we've got half of you.
Now, do you see what's going on?
Yes.
This is real. Remember, I'm sorry for that digression, guys, but we can see how Neptune, with his energy, just interceded in a live chat. This has been happening to me in my consultations and stuff. Whenever I give too much detail, Neptune is just down the road. Yeah, believe it or not, from me. So let's look at the China spy balloon. Yeah, what else have I been saying?
Because now there's the extra one, as Lady G was saying. There was the first one, and then Alaska, and now over northern Canada.
Indeed. And allegedly over 5 different continents. And do you remember, guys, when I made that video about Saturn, and I said how artificial intelligence, AI, technology, and man-made things and things to do with the sky and the heavens will be in the news. Mm-hmm. And it's happened. Yeah, Saturn's changed signs on the January 17th. So what I've written here, what does President Xi what is President Xi's plans and hopes in this regard to the spy balloons?
So okay. So that's a good question.
If you shuffle on that, ladies, and I'm going to get a picture of a certain someone who is down the road. and doesn't really want me talking about him too much.
And that's part of keeping the mystery.
Yes, Neptune
Loves the mystery.
Yeah, he is the planet of mystery. So if you look here, this is who's down the road. 1 minute. Do you see?
Oh, I love it. Don't you love Spain and Greece and Italy? Because wherever you go, there's statues of naked men.
And look,
it's
that
just
guy
hilarious.
swam
Yes.
to the statue. So
Yep.
here I am very much under the influence of Neptune. He's incredibly powerful, and I'm trying to center myself. So there you go. Anyway,
All right.
Xi Jinping.
What is Xi hoping with the balloons? What's the aim of the balloons?
I can't believe what just happened.
What's the aim
Literally.
of the balloons?
All right, Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping. What are his intentions? I'm going to pull my cards, and I'm going to line up some questions for one card pulls as well. Okay. I love you, Neptune. You're wonderful, but man, he defends his mysteries. He really does.
That's what I say.
Me too. Who would like to go next?
Do you want to go, Lady Jean?
Sure, I can go. So going into it, he's looking for the new action of information. Okay, the book, he wants to get information there. And I think it's with an aim to share with Russia, because we have the mature woman, the garden, the community, trying to get in good with Russia, with having more information, something to share. Because we have him courting and trying to bring to what he thinks is justice with the devil. So playing down and dirty. The challenge is his, being foxy, trying to be slick. But that is going to come to an end because he wanted to be able to be emperor, to be in charge, move things forward. But things are changing when it comes to his celebration and being able to birth something new. It was a short-term win for him.
Very interesting. And Lena, what do you have as I sort of
curious. It starts with the Wheel of Fortune, meaning there's something. I think it's his Wheel of Fortune. We were asking about Xi. So I don't think this is even the whole of China. This is Xi's baby to some extent. And why does he feel this pressure from the Wheel of Fortune? I think as things are sliding dramatically financially in China, he needs to come out with something. His policies have been massively unpopular. Okay. He gets the 5 of Swords and the 10 of Swords.
Oh, that's
things
tough.
are attacking him. So I think this is talking about, the financial growth that was massive and ongoing had already stalled before the pandemic. Then they get blamed for the pandemic. And then he clamps down hard to the point where the Chinese, who aren't known for mass protests, really were at him. So he's desperate on some level. I don't think he thinks the balloons are the answer, but he's under this pressure that I think we have to understand to make sense of anything he does. And here is the 8 of Wands, meaning I would say expect more balloons, on some level, or expect more of this sort of behavior. And the outcome Son of Swords, interesting Asian figure here in the black cards. So he's trying to find his strength again to pull the country together. And so what he hoped to get from the balloon stuff would translate into other breakthrough technologies, is my take, that could put China on the front foot again.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to rip through with my cards, and then we're going to do, I've just lined up some questions for one card pulls. We're going to see if we can do about 5. Some of them are juicy. And for those that have written in with their questions, they've already been asking about Trump and stuff like that. So some of the content of the show already covers your questions. So just so you guys know, thank you everyone as well to joining. I would do some click ups, but some people have been complaining about the banners and stuff. So sorry guys, we'll just leave that.
You can't see the cards. Yeah.
Indeed. So Xi Jinping. All right, so here we are straight away. Look at this. Look at the King of Pentacles. Doesn't that just sum him up? Yeah, this is the man that has made it. You know, the positive connotations, of course, the success, building up a legacy. However, we're talking about someone who's not that nice. Yeah, so really this can be the possessive man, the dictator, the one who wants to control everything. This is also relative to earth signs, and earth signs about concrete manifestation and control. So there he is sitting there, seeing himself as the dragon emperor, which he is not. He is not a dragon emperor. I just wanted to put that there. Oh God, you know what, Hoagie, don't even touch the laptop. All right,
Didn't step away.
Don't even touch anything. But look at his obstacle position. Yeah, sweaty. Yeah, he is having to work extremely hard. Very, very difficult. Just like, as you were saying, ladies, his policies have not gone down well, even for the people of China. And of course, when we're talking about China, we're not talking about the Chinese people, as we know. We're talking about the regime. We're really talking about Xi Jinping.
Yeah, that's the word.
So he is sweating, yeah, absolutely sweating, trying to put everything together. What is he trying to do? It's like he's trying to go back to the past. It's like he's trying to go back to like an old imperial past of China. I think he really sees himself as one of those great leaders from the dynasties. I had my dragon dream of China, which was about the Duke of Qi, and in fact, there was a Guardian article where they said he is deliberately trying to bring back those times, those historical times. Look at this. 10 of Cups comes back. Now, when we're talking about the GOP, we talk about this sometimes as the fake family. And really, this is almost like Xi trying to recreate this kind of old imperial family again, yeah, where everyone's going back to the past and we're all here and we're all together and it's gonna be like the old times, yeah, which means you could never get rid of the guy. But look at the outcome card. Oops.
Yeah, I think he's on borrowed time.
Yeah, he is. So we know this isn't always translated as literal. This means what? Transformation. There is a transformation going on within China that he cannot resist. He cannot turn back time. People have seen too much. People have maybe, the restrictions that has affected people's families. Yeah, because if I read the cards backwards, this is a lot of people who want to return to what? Normal, how they lived before. They were sick and tired of what? The burden they have 3 years of lockdown and they're sick and tired of the guy on top who's trying to control everything. So when I read it backwards, we can see, what the Chinese people felt. So there we are. Anything else to add to that, ladies, before we move to one card pulls?
Yeah, he's right up there with Pooty. Both of them want to make it great again, and 45, make it great, bring it back, let's put it back to the dark ages when I was all powerful.
Yeah. And Linda in the comments says exactly that too, Lady G. All the dictators want to drag us into the dark ages. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about DeSantis or Erdogan, or you just look around the world.
Do you know what? I've got a little astrological secret for you, folks, to share with you. Those names that you mentioned all have something very similar in common. But particularly with Xi Jinping and Putin, I think even Trump, but I need to double check. But Xi Jinping and Putin definitely, they both have Pluto Gandanta. Yeah, what's that? What's Pluto? Pluto is the worst that humanity can be in the shadow. Yeah, power, control, dictatorship, fascism, all of that stuff, manipulation, extortion. Gandanta means drowning. It is the point between a water sign and a fire sign. Yeah. Last 2 degrees of each or first 2 degrees of the other. Xi Jinping and Putin both have a drowning Pluto in the nakshatra, which is called Aslesha. And the shadow of Aslesha is never, ever wanting to let go. And it deals with psychological issues and poison. Yeah. They've got mummy issues. They've got mummy issues. It sits in the sign of Cancer. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that little bit. Right, 1 card pull. So, oh, here we are. I've got one from Sharon Donnelly. Hi, Hogarth. John Fetterman's health appears to be tenuous. Will he be able to complete his first term in the Senate? Is he okay? Let's do a 1 card pull.
Well, is the question, will he finish or is he okay? What's our actual question?
Oh, let's just say, will he finish? Let's
Will he finish?
Yeah, I think that's more, because we know he's going to be in the job, but can he complete his job? Let's see. We'll do a 1 card pull. Right. Fetterman. I hope he pulls through. I hope.
And Fetterman, you know about his tattoos?
No.
When he was in some government role, was he mayor or something? He was in some significant role. And they're the tattoos of the names of the people who he feels he let down.
Oh, bless him. Oh, bless him. Bless him. All right. So after 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
Oh, sorry.
There we are. All right. So, Lena, how do you interpret your card? What are we looking at there?
It's an oracle card, and it says faithfulness and affection.
Oh.
So I'm taking that to mean he will do his best to stay there and people regard him in good light.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not that optimistic with that card.
Yeah. Yeah. Bless. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Yeah, I think he's not going to be happy that he can do the best that he can do. That's a card of disappointment. So, yeah, I think he wants to do better, but his health is going to be a big issue for him.
Is that the 4 of Cups you've got there? I think that was the 4 of Cups, wasn't it? Yeah, not liking the options.
I've got faithfulness. Yep.
Yeah.
And then what I've got here is the Hierophant. Look at that. Government, quite literally. So it's quite a clear interpretation. He's going to give of his best, but how long he can stay there is probably not in his control. I think that's the best way to interpret that, isn't it? Wow. God, sometimes
sweet and salty. Sorry to jump in here. Yes, the tattoos are dedicated to the school shootings. That's right. The name of those killed because he felt he failed them in that role. And what a thing to do. So.
Lovely guy. Lovely guy. Yeah. Okay, so another 1 card pull. This is coming from Skybird, everyone. Skybird. So a tangent on the China spy balloon, because we know what that was. But Skybird asks, what was it that was shot down over Alaska? It was the size of a small car and unmanned. So Trudeau apparently has said it was shot over the Canadian airspace, or unless it's another one. But let's just see. Let's just see. Obviously, it must have been some kind of spy thing, but we'll do a 1 card pull and see what the cards have to say. And over 1,400 of you have just joined us as well. Thank you so much.
Hello to everyone.
I hope you're enjoying the show.
So sorry, this is Canada's balloon.
So yeah, so it's like, Canada, Alaska, shot down, but it's not been described what has been shot down. So
I see.
What is it? Let's see
What is it?
So it's a 1 card. Okay. All right. Are we ready? After 3? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ooh,
Okay. Oh, interesting.
very interesting. So, Lena, what do you have?
This is the Fool. New beginnings. So I think this is going to be not the same thing as the other 2 balloons, but another new thing.
Another thing. Yeah, makes sense. Lady G, what do you have?
Yeah, the 3 of wands here. You know, usually waiting for your ship to come in. Lord only knows what ship this is. But action going forward. But we see he's looking up in the sky, but apparently it didn't go so well, and he's looking for the knowledge there. Something, trying to collect something, whatever it is.
And I've got, as everyone can. Oh, sorry. Were you finished? Were you? Sorry, did you finish up? I've got the Temperance card. So this is quite interesting. The way I interpret this in this context is that I think there is going to be quite a literal rebalancing in terms of people manning international airspace going forward.
Yeah.
Because we can't be having. Apparently there were 3 of these balloons in Trump's time, and he just didn't give a what. And it's very interesting. There was actually I've just been reminded, and this goes back. Do you remember what I was talking about with Saturn, technology, and all of that stuff? I've just remembered. Let me see if I can find it. But there was an article in the Guardian. Let's see if I can actually find the thing. Never mind. And it was just talking about how weather balloons have become sort of like a poor man's heirs. Here we are. Is this it? Let me just see if it will come back. Sorry for the delay. Oh no, it's gone. But anyway, they've been talking about how balloons are now the cheap and easy form of espionage. Anyway. All right, so there's that. Are we ready for the next 1 card pull?
Yes.
Okay, so this is coming from Maggie Brooks. Oh, this is a juicy one. So, will Dominion win their lawsuit against Fox News? I think it's suing for $1.6 billion, isn't it? Or thereabouts. Dominion is a voting machine company. Oh, she's just, okay. That was massively defamed after the election. Republicans made wild claims about their very secure voting machines. Rupert Murdoch is being accused in the press of not turning over company hard drives. The court date is set for October. So let's just go and see what that energy is around Dominion and if they will win. Let's pull one card.
Dominion's court case.
It's over 1,400 of you now. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Okay. I do love a 1 card pull, I must say. It's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Dominion. All right, we're ready? 1, 2, 3.
I got Justice. Yay!
Wow. Brilliant. Yeah. So, do you want to add anything to that, Lena, in terms of interpretation?
Let's just digest that.
Yeah. Yes, they're painting a very good picture, and it's money coming in.
Wow. And look, I've got here, I think this is how Fox feel about the situation.
Exactly. When I saw it, that was exactly what I thought.
So there they are. Look, they've got themselves in a pickle, folks, over this one. I think Dominion are really onto something. I think that was crystal clear, wasn't it, ladies? Crystal clear.
And there's a deep irony to this, just quickly before we move on. Remember, prior to Trump getting elected, many of us were concerned about the caliber of the voting machines, particularly after the Gore-Bush thing. Remember the butterfly votes and all that rubbish about the machines. But that was 20-odd years ago, and they obviously lifted their act. So they've done this to themselves. They've made themselves hostage to their own lies.
Yeah, indeed. And that's precisely, isn't it, what they deserve. Okay, so 2 more pulls, and then we'll get back into those other themes so we can see if we can get a bit of Duck L'Orange in at the end. So this is coming from Barb Bedford. This is a good question. Wondering about the rise of neo-fascism around the world. Is this going to keep growing even in democracies like Canada? Curious to see if the world card shows up upright or reversed. So let's do a 1-card pull about what's going on with the rise of fascism. And then I'll add a little 6p worth at the end in terms of talking about Pluto.
Globally.
Energy of fascism around the world. What's going on? Oh, Virgin. So it comes back. Fascism around the world. What can you tell us? All right. Ready to go? Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
Oh, I love these. Okay, this is the 10 of Wands. See from the beak. The 10 of Wands being the card of the burden. So I'm thinking of this. It's not going away next year or the year after that. But we've got to start thinking in longer cycles. To not be afraid of that. It's entrenched and it's having its time, and we have to be responsible for countering it. So that is the second part of the message here. But it will be the end of a cycle. We are living in a 10. You know, we're seeing that now. And Hogarth, you can explain more about the astrological dynamic of that. But I find it quite heartening. It is a 10.
Yeah. Lady G.
I've got those that would be king. They want to be king. And so, you know, they're wandering around carrying a big stick looking ominous. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, these kind of strong men characters, isn't it? It's all the same. And look, here we are. I've got the 8 of Pentacles. So here they are. They are clanging and clinking away, working really hard to try and have their dominion. Whenever I tune in with this energy, I always think of Lord of the Rings. And you know, when, you know, in Mordor, when what's his name is going to come back, and you've got all the goblins hammering away, hatching their spawn. It's sort of a bit like that. And just to give a little context, you've heard me say before many times, you may have heard it on other channels as well, astrology channels, but we are back in those kind of times of the 1930s. However, we are also composting. So it is about transformation ultimately. And what he does is he dregs up all of the shenanigans, all of the dark forces. People are working hard on their mishagos and mischief so that we can see it, so it can be cleansed. This is why it's so nakedly obvious. And he's in sidereal Capricorn, which is all about government. What is it that we see constantly in the news? Government, corruption. George Santos is just a perfect example of that. But we will get there in the end. All right, one more.
I pulled one more in my darker deck.
Ooh, what did you get?
And what we got, you know, is they're trying to bully their strength there. They're trying to look really ominous and, you know, the usual things with them.
Typical. All right, so one more of the 1-card pulls, and then we'll get back to close the show. Pardon me. Okay. Oh, this is coming from Julie Gulev. You know who you are. So this is a bit of a longer one, but I'll try and read it quickly. Now that DeSantis has effectively demolished the Reedy Creek self-governing of the area around Disney, she actually lives in Florida, actually, by the way, so she knows what she's talking about here, and returned it to state control, changing what can be taught in schools in Florida, and seems to be working towards his own personal dictatorship of Florida. Will he officially run for president, or will he continue his efforts to self-govern the entire state? I think he's actually trying to do both, isn't he? He has said recently his goal is to take down a President Biden and Democrats, but not say anything against the Republicans. So if you are anything other than Republican Florida or elsewhere, are you a target? Will anyone take a stand on this? Oh, so that's really quite a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Let's just see. Let's do a one card pull on what DeSantis's motives are. And I'm sure between the three of us will find out what's going on.
Well, sorry to be finishing up.
What do you want? Yeah, go on.
No, I just want to clarify that question.
Yeah, let's condense it down.
I think, is he going to run is one question for president. Is he going to dominate Florida?
That's true. Which one do you feel is more pertinent? Because I feel there's more of a question mark over whether or not he will run, because 2 years is a very long time in politics.
Yeah.
A lot can happen then. So maybe about the education thing, what do you reckon? What do you reckon?
Probably not. I think that's a different question. Again, this is the problem with this. So she wasn't asking about education. What about her question? Are you a target if you're not a Republican?
There you go. That's
there in the end.
We got there. Are you a target if you are not a Republican in DeSantis's Florida? There we are. Thanks, Lena.
It's the old teacher in me.
There we are. Brilliant. Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, let's go after 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Okay. See, with this, the star, which in my normal decks is a very good positive card for America. So I would say no. In the big picture, no, which isn't to say you shouldn't be very careful where you are and who you're talking to and where you're saying that, with care. But the big picture, I think it will win eventually. I think he's overstretching, please, God.
Yeah.
I did get the star. What about
I
you?
think you're right, because I've got temperance. I think he's going to be held out by his own darkness and stuff is going to hold him back, I think.
Wow.
And here I've got the 7 of Pentacles, which of course can mean contemplating, pondering one's harvest, what has been sown and what is being reaped. And I think there are a lot of people that are really starting to ponder now, trying to think, do we really want to go down this direction? Do we really want to harvest this type of fruit? Do we really want to be under these kind of auspices? Because it really is also a card of contemplation as well, looking at the yield. So I'm hoping sanity will come back. I'm hoping sanity will come back.
Yeah, what I got with that too was he's too busy fighting with other Republicans to secure his space to worry about any Democrats.
Could be. Or it could also mean as well, like, I've lost the card now, I folded it away. It could also mean as well, he might be putting most of his investments in the presidency rather than, you see, claiming all of Florida for himself, because he knows he really can't do both. So I think he might be showboating, but his eyes are on the prize, which could be the presidency. Because you see that contemplating, the way the guy's looking at those pentacles, he's thinking of his plans. Right. Okay. So let's do a bit of Mike Pence and Shakespeare, and then squeeze in a bit of Dr. Orange. All right. Okay. So Mike Pence has been subpoenaed.
It's funny already.
It's funny already, isn't it? So let's do full card read on the whole situation with Mike Pence, and then we'll see what Shakespeare thinks.
All right.
So Mike Pence and the subpoena, what can you tell us, Spirit, about that situation? Mike Pence and the subpoena. Thanks so much as well, everyone, for joining us. It's over 1,500 now. My goodness.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Most of them waiting for the Super Bowl. And someone said in the comments, is it the Eagles who have been held up in transit to the Super Bowl?
I have no idea.
It'll make sense to our people.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question?
So Mike Pence, the Mike Pence and his subpoena and the whole energy around that. Full card spread.
Let's talk about Mike Pence.
And then we'll ask Shakespeare.
Mike Pence and the subpoena.
Wow. Ooh. All right. Who's ready? Who's ready to go?
I'm not actually.
I'm not either.
All right. Shall I break with?
Please, yeah.
Please do.
Lest I be accused of seduction again, but here we go.
No, I think that's hilarious.
I'm breaking with protocol. So look, situation around Mike Pence. Look at this. He gets the Hermit. So he has gone deeply within. He's really been pondering. He's probably been dreading this moment for years. Because he knows. Yeah. When he was asked about, they were saying that they wanted to hang you and this, that, and the other. He was so mealy-mouthed and still wasn't even just calling Trump out on it. But he's been reflecting, and this is also as well, maybe him reflecting on potentially trying to go for the presidency. But either way, he's been in deep research and reflection. I've just been reminded to say as well that one of my clients, oh my God, Patty, that's it. She said, please let everyone know that Mike Pence is dumb as a box of rocks. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
But whatever brain cells he does have, look, he is thinking, deep reflection, but look at his obstacle card. Yeah. Five of Cups. You know what? He really has been pondering this. The walking away. There is the heartache, the upset. I think he feels genuinely sad for what's happened. Yeah, because even though he had a few documents of his own, we understand that Mike Pence does have some kind of moral fiber to him. Because after all, he didn't give in, and we do need to remember that. It doesn't mean he's Superman hero, but he didn't give in to the pressure. But there is a sadness there. Page of Pentacles, yeah. Stuff could come up about money changing hands, yeah. He probably know who paid who. This could be a bit of a Ginny Thomas action.
He'd have to know everything, really.
Absolutely. I think he knew money changed hands, yeah. Money changed hands to help organize the whole shebang. So I think he was more aware of it than he's letting on. Particularly when we see, look, another major arcana, and we've got the moon here. So he's not going to reveal everything. He's going to stand up there and deliver his message, but I think it's going to be very redacted.
Yeah.
However, the little he has to say could still be bombastic.
Wow.
3 major arcana. So we've got the Tower card here. So it could be, I mean, this is a man that normally prays before he breaks wind. So what it means, what little he has to say could be very dramatic, or there could be a sudden turn of events with the subpoena. So ladies, what do you have?
Lady G?
Well, going into it, he's contracted to who? The devil himself, Mr. Greed. This is my favorite ego card, the greed of the stomach here, of 45, and he's gotten some message from 45, okay? And it's about his work, and he's trying to defend it, trying to figure out a way to defend message going forward. When it comes to the house, he's trying to, stall in a way. He's coming forward, but as slowly as he can, and trying to eat it away at a way to not have to do it. He may claim bad health. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and juggling this because of the lies, the deceit, and the foxiness. He's still trying to protect 45. I think 45's got something on him that he's pressuring him with, blackmail.
I hadn't thought of it till today, and that's what I got too.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. With the Black deck again, 7 of Cups, the confusion card. And you were saying, Hogarth, he's thinking. He's not sleeping. I'm surprised we didn't get the 9 of Swords. You know what I mean? He's very worried and he doesn't know what to think. Now, he isn't the biggest intellect in the world. We know this to start with. So, but he see all these buckets in his brain. This is,
look at that card.
How do I defend, how do I defend Trump? How do I defend the office of the presidency with some sort of integrity? How do I cover my ass? Because I think he's afraid of Trump.
Yeah.
So these are all the things circulating in his brain. He's quite emotional about it, right? This is the Page of Cups, which can be, as we know, surprise news, could be revealed. But we're not going to get the whole story with the High Priestess. But we're going to get enough. The world. And people are watching this. So,
Yeah. Very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting.
I did a read the other day, and what I was getting in that is Mother is kind of telling him to not, because if you're going to run, you're going to piss off the MAGA people, and you need everybody behind you, all the Republic uglies.
And also, they as a family, all jokes aside, were directly threatened in a very scary way.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wants to go forward, actually.
Very interesting. And I just want to say thank you, Harry, for your donation, and everyone else that may have donated as well. I've not had much of a chance to scroll through the comments just yet, but that is a world unto itself. So when you watch the recording back, there'll be some very interesting dialogue there. Right, let's finish up on Duck Larange. We've got about 3 minutes to go.
Shakespeare first.
Oh, yes, Shakespeare. Oh, thanks for reminding me. My goodness. Who called last week? Was it you, Lady G? So I think, is it Lena again? I think it's Lena, isn't it?
What?
Who told me to stop last week? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I don't know either.
All right. So,
you do it, Lady G.
Lady G, you tell me when to stop, and then we'll find out what the bard has to say.
Okay, stop.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Look, this has come from King Lear, and this is what the bard has to say about Mike Pence. He says, "You are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face." Meow. That's almost something that Trump would say about Pence. I'll read it again. "You are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face." King Lear.
My God.
Wow. He probably shouldn't stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably shouldn't stand.
And you were saying, Lady G, that Trump would have something on him, because we forget it's a two-way street. He would have seen every vile thing that Trump did and let it go till the midnight hour. But Trump would have known a few things.
Yeah. He's got dirt on everyone. I don't care.
I don't think they ever liked each other. That's not the point. They were in each other's orbit every day for 4 years and beyond.
Yeah. And also as well, one of the things, because a lot of people are just like, well, why isn't it coming? Why isn't it coming? Let's not forget, and this isn't a defense of Trump, this is just a reality. We need to remember he is one of the major socialite in New York. Trump went to any and every single party he's mixed with. I think part of the reason why he did well is because he knows a lot of these people inside and out. And if Pence has got any secrets, Trump would have found a way to get there, because something has to explain this hesitation, this tentativeness, this timidity in dealing with this man who is nakedly criminal and guilty. And I think it's because he just, anyway, let's talk about the laptop.
Yeah,
the laptop. Now, not to be confused with Hunter Biden's laptop. This is a new laptop saga.
Exactly. But don't forget, Pecker has all that information on people. What was his World News or some kind of disgusting rag that he put out? And he has all that information on people put in the safe. Yeah.
There we are. So what we'll do, we could do a full card pull, or we could do a 1-card pull on the situation with the laptop. Yeah? What do you fancy, ladies?
I think probably a 1-card, because we're technically over time.
Yeah, we're technically over. So let's do a 1. We can revisit this, folks, because obviously this
The National Enquirer, that's the one, Lady
Right.
G. Someone wrote it.
there we are.
Yeah, it's a filthy rag.
Yeah.
All right. So 1-card pull. Trump's laptop, the energy around that, what's going on? Are we ready? All right, ready. So after 3, 1, 2, 3.
Whooshka. Okay, this is the 4 of Pentacles holding on. So they've held on to it right until now. Right. So it'll be fascinating to see how this unfolds. Because it's transmission of classified documents, and someone knew they were holding on to it until now.
Yeah, and there was a thumb drive as well. Yeah.
I get the poor little guy that loaded it up on his thing. There's pay dirt.
Yeah.
The payoff, pay dirt. Yeah.
Wow. Is that the 6 of Pentacles then? Is which can deal with exchanges, information, bribes, and stuff like that. And here we are. Look here, we've got the 9 of Wands. So Mr. Embattled is even more embattled than he was before. And as you guys will know, I said from 2023 onwards, I said Duck Larange's futures will become more and more challenged, but October in particular. So this is just yet another one on top of the heap of his challenges. Unlikely. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, Jenny said it was confiscated last August. Where are we? February. Wow. Look, these things take forever to surface.
Yeah. It's one of those things. But in this slowness, in all of this window dressing that we're seeing, it also reveals a deeper truth as well. So I think, Trump will come a cropper in the end, but there is a reason why these things are taking so long. And we have to see, almost put on our X-ray goggles here, particularly in regards to all matters Neptune. And I'm not going to say the name again because we saw what happened last.
Yeah, that's right. Ping.
Exactly. I was turned into an illustration, so I would leave it.
You're going to have to change your reference for Neptune. You'll have to say the trident bearer or something.
Or something like that.
We have to do the 3 fingers.
Yeah, exactly. Or something like that. I kid you not, I've tried to make videos on him. He's kiboshed. he must have his secrets. But wonderful. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're out of time, but we'll be back next week. Anyone, I'll also incorporate the questions into next week's show because I wasn't able to get through them all. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us this evening, Lady G, and of course, Dr. Lena. I hope you enjoyed the show as well. We've got over 1,600 of you joined us tonight. That's awesome. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. I hope you found that entertaining. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the content. And of course, to Lady G and Dr. Lena's channels as well. It's in the description below. All the information is there. Thank you so much, everyone. And we will see you next week. That was a ripper, wasn't it?
Yeah, great.
All right. Bye-bye for now, everyone. Thank you for the donations as well. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Love to turkey and